Hello friends, I welcome you all to this online session of a compulsory English. In the last session we have completed or we have read in detail about the editorial written on the same day on the same topic, that is PV Sindhu and his world championship. So in this session we will read about Hindustan Times editorial on a PV Sindhu. So let us start. PV Sindhu, the complete fighter. This is the title of the editorial. Indian badminton must build on the success of the new champion. So this is what the subtitle of this editorial. So the editorial is started with a question. Was there ever a doubt that PV Sindhu would win a world championship? So this is what he started with, a glittering success of a PV Sindhu. This is a player who first made the semis of the World Championship as an 18-year-old, then again as a 19-year-old. At 21, she made the final at the Olympics. At 22, she was in the final of the World Championship. Last year, she made it two finals in a row at badminton's biggest event. So, this first paragraph set the mood of the readers and also indicates the thematic concern of this editorial. So this editorial is written about a PV Sindhu and regarding his world championship that she has won on Sunday. So he mentioned her consistent success throughout her life. She won many of the semi-finals and finals. So he is mentioning here, the editorial is mentioning here of his championship on 18th 80 years, 90 year, 21 and 22 years. And he is questioning to us that was there ever a doubt that PV Sindhu would win a world championship. So he was, or we were very sure about the PV Sindhu after understanding his previous performance that she will win a world championship. So this is what the first paragraph of this editorial is. This first paragraph of editorial takes a short review of a PV Sindhu's sports career and pose a question to the readers that was there ever a doubt that PV Sindhu would win a world championship. So this is what all of we as a readers and editor are very much sure that PV Sindhu would win a world championship because we know his consistent success. So, see the next paragraph. By any measure, that is a remarkably consistent run at the very top. Uh, this is also another word I have highlighted here, echelons. Echelons of the game. What do we mean by echelons? Echelons means level or rank. So you can see instead of echelons, if we use a word rank or level, we will read it by any measure that is remarkably consistent run at the very top rank of the game. You can see. So this word echelon is specifically used by the editor. So this is his word choice for this editorial. So it was only a matter of time before she won. It turned out to be this time, right now at her third straight final at the Worlds. So, this editor is very much sure, very confident about PV Sindhu. Besides confidence, one more thing you can note here that he is very enthusiastic, as all the public in India were enthusiastic about, were very happy about PV Sindhu's world championship. This editor is also very happy, and he is, in fact, speaking or becoming a mouthpiece of the public, of the society. He is speaking for the society. So this is what you can see is the very contemporariness of the editorial. So it was only a matter of time before she won. It turned out to be this time, right now. at her third straight final at the Worlds. So at third straight final at the World Championship, the PV Sindhu won a World Championship title. She trod. What do you mean by strode? Strode is a past participle of a stride. And stride means, what do we mean by stride? Stride means decisive steps in a specified direction. Means she strode on the court almost 6 feet of a pure lean muscle. So this man editor is speaking about her fitness. So he is mentioning her fitness with 6 feet of a pure lean muscles. You can see. So ever wondered if she would have made a super track athlete, got India a gold at the 400-meter hurdles. So this is what he is speaking about, the possibilities. If he uh, tried in a track athlete, she might have won a gold at a 400-meter hurdles. So this is again a possibility he is using. So he is very enthusiastic, very happy for PV Sindhu, and like uh, owned the court like she has never done before. She has always had the game. When she felt 3 years back that she needed a more aggressive mentality on court, she worked on it, famously adding an unfettered scream to her arsenal. See, this is what the imagery of the war started here. So, arsenal, unfettered, such kind, unfettered, unrestrained. Unfettered means unrestrained or unrestricted. Scream, that is a sound that they generally create when they were playing badminton. Uh, to her arsenal. What do we mean by arsenal? Arsenal means collection of weapons. So arsenals means his her shots in about badminton. So she famously adding. So this PV Sindhu famously adds unfettered scream to her arsenal. So this is also when a such a kind of sound is created when this PV Sindhu plays a badminton. You can see it also loosens the confidence of the opposition. So therefore he is saying that this is an addition to the arsenal. So at this world championship she showed that she has unlocked something else, that elusive ability, elusive, rare, or elusive, difficult to achieve ability to make her game work for her no matter the situation she finds herself in. So this is what you can see. The editor is speaking about her skills, speaking about her preparation for the game. So the most strikingly visible aspect of her final was the rapid and relentless artillery fire she unleashed. Those 350 kph smashes that left her opponent Japan's Nozomi Okuhara shell-shocked. So this is what you can see. The as I told you, this editor has used a war imagery. So the most strikingly visible aspect of her final was a rapid and a relentless. Relentless means oppressively constant. And what is artillery? Artillery means a large caliber gun used in a war. So he compares or uses a imagery of a war. So you can see arsenal, then relentless artillery, shell shocked. So you can see all these things we generally use in a war. So he compared the sports with a war and declaring PV Sindhu as a very significant warrior of in India. So this is again here he mentions uh, the most striking visible aspect of her final was the rapid and relentless artillery fire she unleashed. Unleashed means released. unleashed those 350 km per hour smashes. Smashes means violently breaks. Smashes that left her opponent, Japanese Nozomi Okuhara, shell shocked. What do we mean shell shocked? Confused because of a sudden uh, alarming experience. So, due to all this, you can understand that he is using a you can see war metaphor for this to explore the skills of a PVC. But look carefully, look again, look at that easy, almost casual backhand defense with which she picked up Okuhara's smashes. You can understand that he is writing as if he is watching in front of the match of a PVC. See, but look carefully, look again, look at the easy, almost casual backhand defense with which she picked up Okuhara's smashes. So see, this writing creates interest among the people to read it. Again, see, look at the rare long rally, the kind that suits Okuhara's game, and how it was Sindhu who controlled it. Sindhu who chose the pace of it, the placing of the shots. So this is what you can see. Uh, he is writing as if he is watching PV Sindhu in front of him playing a badminton. So look at the deception. See, deceptions means the action of deceiving, deception of her drop shots that serves the picked out with an ex- exquisitely. So this exquisitely means in an extremely beautiful and delicate manner. Delicate flick. Flick means sharp of the wrist to send the shuttle back at the tightest of angles across the net. Sindhu likes the short, explosive, burst apart power game, but she was not restricted by it. So he is adding the characteristics to the Sindhu as a sports person. So when needed, as she did in the quarterfinals, she showed she could survive the long, patient battle of a tactically placed shots when she could in the semi-final and the final. She landed the knockout punch without being held back by any self-doubt. Sindhu has become the complete fighter with the Olympics less than a year away. There can be no better news for Indian badminton. So you can see he is very optimistic about PV Sindhu. He has no doubt that PV Sindhu will win an Olympic medal for India in badminton. So now, if only the people who run the game would sit up and take a notice of what national coach Pulyal Kopichand has to say, that Indian badminton needs more coaches, more world class training centers, more attention at every level of sports, from the grassroots all the way to the sports system that top players needed. So this is same thing that we learn in the editorial of the Times of India. In Hindustan Times, editor also speak about the demands of the game. He is also thinking about the requirements of the game to win the medals at the international level. The management of sport is something India almost never does well. So this is again a query. This is again a you can see the allegation against the Indian government that they were not managing sports very well. So badminton riding on the success of a player such as Sindhu has the perfect opportunity to change that story. So this is what you can see is the here the editorial ends. You can understand that this editorial is bit lengthy. It contains 540 words, and if we compare these two editorials, that is editorial we learn in a Times of India and editorial of a Hindustan Times published on the same date and published on the same topic, you can understand that one Times of India's editorial uses a vocabulary items which are more difficult than the vocabulary items used in a Hindustan Times editorial. But you can see that both these editors have used a very classical vocabulary. They have selected very meticulously. The words were selected very meticulously. And throughout the both these editors, or both these editorials, we can see we never lose a line, or we never lose a line of thought. They were speaking, and another thing that they have adapted a very broad vision to discuss the topic. They were thinking about the sports situation of India today. They were speaking about the requirements. They were speaking about the necessary things that we have to adapt to win medals at the international level. So you can see, though the Times of India's editorial runs only for 329 pages, it is in fact a nutshell that explores many things about PV Sindhu and comments on the contemporary sports situation of India. And though this second editorial that we read from a Hindustan Times runs for 540 words, it is not, we never think that he is adding unimportant or insignificant issues, insignificant things to the editorial. Both these editorials maintains a kind of a logic, and this logic also creates interest among the people. Another important difference between these two editorials is that the first editorial, that is published in Times of India, are not very figurative, figurative. But when we think about the editorial written in a Hindustan Times, it is a figurative language is used. So he is comparing these sports of badminton with a actual war, using the words like relentless artillery, smash, arsenal, shell shock, explosion. So he is mentioning the speed, explosive, or all these the power game. So you can see he is comparing this badminton sports with the war. So it also created the interest among the people. So these are the two editorial that we read, we compare them, and we learn how to write an editorial. So this is what you should understand well. So we will stop here, and I will like to suggest you that read editorial every day. So all these tutorials are available online. Here the link is also given here. See, https epaperhindustantimes.com home article view. You can see such kind of tutorials were there, and they not only help you to understand the topic, but they also help you to improve your language skills. They will help you to improve your vocabulary. You can understand several words, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 words we learn new in this editorial. So if you maintain this habit of reading editorial every day, you can see after a year you will have an ample vocabulary to explore your thoughts, your ideas. You will be fluent in English. So this is what is the importance of a uh, editorial. So we will stop here and continue the same in the next session. In the next session we will discuss the second point, that is editing for print and online media. I would like to suggest you, if you have time, you go through all these other tasks, that is, as a guest editor, develop outline of the editorial on the floods in Maharashtra to an English newspaper published from your state. Or imagine yourself as an editor of an English newspaper published from Maharashtra. Write an introductory statement of the editorial on the death of a famous film sport personality. You can even write a small paragraph, introductory paragraph on Shashi Kapoor or Rishi Kapoor. So choose any editorial from the Hindu newspaper and explain in brief why student preparing for computer examination should read it. So you can this the Hindu is also available online. You will read it for the free, as you have a Android mobile. You can also read all these newspapers. So try all these things. We will stop here and continue the same in the next session. Thank you for listening.